Warning, this Bleach podcast features many spoilers from the upcoming anime arc 1,000 Year Blood War. So if you've not read the manga or you do not want to hear spoilers for the upcoming arc, viewer discretion is advised. Hey, what is up, you guys? Welcome back to Bleach Boys episode 8. We are deeply into the Visor training arc. I guess we're kind of done with it. Okay. We just finished the Shota filler arc, which was absolute trash. We are moving into Shota? 6 more. You weren't here last time, Jose.
Yeah.
And I don't remember.
Need to know who Shota is. Nobody needs to go back, watch the first half of that Bleach Boys, and cut it off.
Yep.
Because this week we have 6 more filler episodes.
Oh,
the fun doesn't stop. And some of them were good. Some of them were absolute trash.
Are they like the Karakura Riser stuff?
No, we're not even there yet, Jose. I like those ones. We're not even there yet.
This is rough.
So the first filler episode, Ichigo's little sister, Karin, which I think is her, the black-haired sister.
Black-haired one is Karin.
She gets herself in a soccer match against middle schoolers.
She's in
elementary school kids. They don't stand a chance because obviously they're fucking elementary school kids. So they eventually try to recruit Hitsugaya because, you know, he too looks like an elementary school kid.
What?
He
looks like a middle schooler to me.
Yeah, they all look like, so it's weird because I thought that watching it, Karin looks like a middle schooler to me. But then the elementary or the middle school kids, they look like high schoolers. So their age thing is all fucked up.
Because Ichigo looks like he's like
20. Ichigo looks like an adult. So they fucked up the line somewhere. Then you push everybody back just a little bit.
If you were a captain of the 13 court guard squad and you were one of like you're like a level prodigy, like insane. Hi, our elementary school would like to have you on our soccer team. I would tell you to royally fuck off.
This guy doesn't know about that?
Well, he kind of does that and says no and runs to go fight a hollow because he's like, nope, can't do it. Sorry.
Oh.
They kind of yell at him as he's going away like, oh, we'll show up for practice tomorrow. And he, of course, he does not show up for practice.
Yeah.
So Karin tracks him down again because she's the only good player on her whole team. I think she kind of knows that already. So she's like, oh, I'll go get Hitsugaya. Tracks him down again. And, no. And then another hollow shows up, so he has to run off.
One question. When does the Blue Lock crossover episode happen?
I don't know. I kept waiting for it. They kind of leave it open at the end. It might show up. Yeah.
Big rip.
So he goes to defeat the hollow this time, but Karin stops him, asking him not to go that way because she has a bad feeling. Because she, too, can kind of sense the hollows.
Right. Yeah, that's right.
And that kind of freaks Hitsugaya out at that point. It's like, oh, it's weird that she would know that. So this time Hitsugaya watches their practice. Like they're kind of practicing in the park and he's kind of hanging out on a roof.
Is he hanging out with Matsumoto?
She does show up.
Okay.
So he's kind of watching Karin just to see if she's actually able to see hollows. And Rengiku does show up there, as you guess. And she basically teases him saying he has a crush. And then they both end up leaving because, which would be a little weird seeing as one of them is actually an elementary school kid and the other's not.
Oh,
yeah.
That's a good point.
Yep.
Ooh.
Yeah. So the day of the game shows up and no Hitsugaya. Doesn't show up. Doesn't want anything to do with that. Karin, it does really well at the start, is like outplaying the middle school kids. Like she's really good. She's using her weapon to the most.
Okay.
And then the older sister, or the older kid, slide tackles her and injures her leg.
What a dick.
What a dick.
Yeah.
Move.
Well, if they have one MVP, just take him out really quick. Just take the red card and call it a day.
Yeah,
exactly.
Good point. Good point. Strong strategy.
So she continues to try to play, but she's like kind of limping the whole time, and she just can't keep up at that point. The older kids score 4 points by the time the first half comes around.
Well, I already know the game's over at this point.
So they all begin to lose hope, like you would, Josh, and then they see Hitsugaya starting to walk. The dust starts to clear, and like, oh, who's that? It's Hitsugaya. He's coming by. Hitsugaya shows up and he's like, yeah, I'm not here to play the game. He really showed up because he wanted to talk to Karin about the fact that,
And since you can't walk away from me.
Yeah. But then he sees that her leg is injured and he's like, okay. I'll help out. He then proceeds to just absolutely demolish the fuck out of all the kids.
All
like
the middle schoolers.
No remorse. Like just demolish the fuck out of these kids.
You have to crush their dreams.
Yes, he really did. It was like, oh yeah, we're just facing elementary school kids. It'll be fine. And then this kid shows up and just obliterates you completely.
What if?
Killua?
Oh, yeah, what if like fucking we show up and like we continue reading Blue Lock and we do see a Hitsugaya character? It's like, oh god.
I mean, there's a Bakugo there.
That makes sense.
These kids never stood a chance.
So he eventually ties the game up, and the time comes for the winning goal. And of course, he does it's your team, you score it, Karin, and pass it to Karin.
And fucking
Does she miss?
Does she
miss? No, she scores it. She scores it. They're all happy day. At this point, Hitsugaya actually tries to talk to her about the fact that she can sense hollows. When of course, fucking hollow shows up again. This time, right above the field that they're playing, rips open the sky and appears. Hitsugaya immediately goes Soul Reaper form and pretty much demolishes it instantly. It doesn't really put up much of a fight. Tries to attack some of the kids. Hitsugaya just takes it out. Karin immediately is like, oh, you're a Soul Reaper too. And that trips out Hitsugaya even more.
Nani?
And then she asks if he knows where her brother is, because they still don't know where Ichigo is at this
So
point.
she knows he's a Soul Reaper?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Has
Yeah.
he told her, or is it just
No,
she
she's
knows?
seen him. I
She
think.
saw him run away.
Oh.
So,
wow.
she finally explains to Hitsugai that her brother's Ichigo, and he's like, "Oh, that explains."
Well,
a lot.
that makes
okay,
sense.
that makes sense.
The bonkers as fuck broken dude over there.
Yeah, yeah. And then Hitsugai is like, unfortunately, I don't know where he is, but he does know that Ichigo is getting stronger, and since he's your brother, you'll be fine, right?
Aww.
Which is very nice of him. And then Rengiku shows up. They meet each other as well, and Karin says
that
it's
your
pretty
mother?
cool that just a grade schooler is a captain, and that's where we end with the first filler episode with that short joke. I would give that filler a ranking out of 10. I would give it about a 6.
Yeah, I agree.
Would it have been better, Jose brought up the mom joke, if Rengiku was there as a soccer mom the entire time?
Yes.
She had a fucking
yes,
minivan.
that would have been great.
I
That would have been
would've
great.
loved
Goes straight to an 8.
And just fucking
But
yelling the whole
her
time.
boobs are out the whole time.
Exactly.
It's just like distracting
Yeah.
the little middle schoolers. Like, whoa.
So was it like an official match, or was it like a backyard?
It was
a
the
backyard
setup
match.
to it was, because it's Japan and they're so nice, to use a public field like that, you schedule a time to use
yeah,
it.
That makes sense.
And so the little kids had the scheduled time, but then the middle schoolers were using it and refusing to get off. So then they challenged each other to a game. It's a Japan thing. They're so kind. They schedule times on public matches. So.
Got you.
Filler episode number 2. Here we go.
Woo!
So Kote Academy, the rival to the Karakura Kendo team, ambush the
That's a
Kendo
Toski
team
one.
and beat them up.
Okay.
All right. Koga's sister gets pissed and demands that they get revenge, but all the seniors
Koga?
are too banged up. Koga's sister. Am I Keigo?
Oh,
Keigo.
I thought you said
Keigo,
Koga. I was
sorry.
like,
Koga.
Koga.
I love the bounce, guys. Sorry. Keigo's sister is pissed and demands that they get revenge, but all the seniors are like, yeah, we're too beat up, but the freshmen can do it.
Oh.
Oh, of course. Sent the weaklings in.
So she tells Keigo to bring Yumichika and Ikaku to school at that point, because bringing in the big guns.
Dude, Yamichika and fucking Ikaku,
Oh,
they look like
yeah.
men and they're like 25s.
But
Yeah.
they'll have the helmets on.
Yeah,
'cause
it
it's
is
Kendo.
true. It is true, but they don't really have them on unless they're in the match.
But
so
have you seen how ripped Ikaku is?
yeah. But she just asks Ikaku to train the freshmen. So because he does look like a bit of an adult. So just train them against their match this weekend, so he doesn't have that much time. And then we get a montage of Ikaku training everybody because he's totally down, but he does it in like horribly almost torture-like ways, like
Live to
Yeah.
win.
He's just beating the
classic
shit out of them.
Kenpachi squad,
Yeah.
just goes pushes up to the limits.
Why are there spikes here?
Yeah. Keigo asks why Ikaku is working so hard with all the students. He's like, why do you care? Like, what is there to do? And it's like, oh, it's fun. And it's like, it's been a while since I've seen that look of desperation that comes from one's desire to get stronger.
They should have knife F death match.
And at this point, I don't know how true this is. I kind of wrote this down because it's kind of like a question mark. I think Keigo's sister is student body president. I think that's why
I don't
she.
remember that, but
I think that's why she cares about this. There is another ulterior motive that we learned at the end, but I think she is the student body president, and
likes,
that's why.
Ikaku.
Well, yeah, I was
That's
gonna
her
ask,
man.
what if he went up to Keigo and Keigo's like, "Why are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I just like the desperation look," and then he slowly leans in because I'm also fucking your sister.
Boom! I wish they ended up together, dude.
Oh.
I would love that so much. One of the light novels need to make it canon.
Yes.
So we cut to the next day after that, where the students are basically completely exhausted at this point. They're like, I can't do it anymore.
Yeah.
I can't go any further. It's too much.
The other level got beat to shit. We've been beaten to shit. We have no one left.
So they all try to dip, and Ikaku's like, oh, don't worry about it. I have some friends who are skilled at fighting who can help out. It's like, we'll just fill in the
my God,
team.
he gets the rest of the.
And that's kind of where he leaves off. He's like, oh, I'll fill in the team. And one of the kids does agree to still do it. Like, the one kid who's kind of been trying his hardest, this filler character, he's like, I'll still do it. It's like, I'll still put in the work. Ikaku goes to ask Yumichika and Rengiku to join. They both say no because the protective gear smells. Neither of them want to wear the protective gear. Ikaku tries to bribe Hitsugai with candy and toys.
Oh, that's fucked.
He's a little kid. And then we see Renji show up at this point. He's already ready to go. He says Kisuke kept pressuring him to come help out as well. Pressuring
so
actually him
Urahara's in
and
on it.
Chad to come help
Okay.
out. And we get a flashback to Urahara licking a lollipop, telling him that he feels something terrible is happening at the school and they need your help. So Renji immediately puts together and is like, did you fucking bribe Kisuke with a box of sweets also?
Yeah.
And Ikaku's just like, bribes are always necessary in this situation.
I fucking love Ikaku.
it's
He's such
so
a great
good.
character.
He is a captain
And
material.
then, yeah. And Renji's like, yeah, Chad's not going to be here because its policy is never to accept bribes. So it's just me.
Chad would have been the most normal person to put on that team.
Yep.
Yeah, 30-year-old looking man.
The 30-year-old looking man that's in high school.
And so they have Ikaku, Chad, or not Chad, Renji, Hitsugaya, and then they have the one
Also,
kid, and they
he
need a
did
team
get
of
Hitsugaya,
5.
okay.
Yeah.
Did Hitsugaya take the candy?
I don't know if he took it. They didn't really say.
Oh.
That's the toys that got him.
But they do have a team of 4, and then thus they're stuck with Keigo for their 5th one because they need 5 people for a Kendo match.
Keigo.
And they're like, oh, it's fine. Us 3 will win our 3 rounds, so who cares? What does it matter? So Hitsugaya wins. I'm just going to speed run this here. Keigo loses. Renji
Classic.
wins his, but then a Hollow appears. So they 2 wins, 1 loss. So they all have to leave their bodies, leaving them all with different personalities. And they go after the Hollow, leaving the other filler classmate to be the last one left. It's like, hey, we'll be back. Don't worry about it.
Stress.
Yeah. So they all go off to fight the Hollow. It's a
win
Menos Grande. They kind of put it down almost instantly. It wasn't even really a fight because they kind of gangbang it. There's 4 of them. They're like, yeah, we'll just take them out. By the time Ikaku gets back, the other classmate, his name is Shinji, has already won. The match is over. It was a 3 out of 5. So Ikaku was like, oh, I'll finish it. You just stall. But then the classmate's like, no, I'm not going to do that. It's like, that's not what my master would want to do. And he wins the match.
Nice.
Ikaku's pissed. Because he's upset he didn't get his turn to fight.
Oh, shit.
So he demands that they bring him their captain so that they can fight. And at this point, Keigo's sister is like, oh, he's right here. He's right here. He's a big meanie, and he dumped me.
Oh,
So-
that's why she cared so much.
Yep. And that's when we finally put it together. It's like all of this was put together for Keigo's sister to get revenge on her ex.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
So
How
Ikaku
badly?
hears that, and Keigo's like, oh, well, surely he's not going to do it now. Ignores it, just beats up everybody on the other team. Just like fucking goes ham. And that's the end of filler 2. So,
I picture him going, my lady, I defeated everyone.
Yeah.
Black guy,
he's
bloody
like
nose.
sitting on top of all their bodies at the end, like on a
Yes.
hill. It's just like, yeah, mission
I love
accomplished.
Ikaku.
I really like that one.
Yeah.
I thought
Okay.
that one was
Yeah,
very
that
good. I
was
would give that
funny.
about an 8 out of 10 on the filler scale.
Okay. And this isn't in reference to a normal episode scale, correct?
No, this
Okay.
is just as good as a filler could be because a filler episode will never be as good as a regular episode. I'm sorry.
Okay.
But as good of an episode as a filler could be, that'd probably be an 8 out of 10.
Got you.
It was short, sweet, funny, to the point. I like the interactions. It was good.
Good.
So filler number 3, we're halfway through. Captain Commander requests someone from the R&D department to go to the world of the living to try and find a way to simplify the procedure for Gentei Kaijo, which is the seal that they use that lowers their power level when they go to the real world, and then they have to release it to go full power.
Got you.
Rin volunteers. You guys all remember Rin, right? No way you guys remember Rin.
Vaguely.
She is, it's actually a he, I'm sorry.
Is it the guy with the one horn?
No, it is not him. It is just a member of the R&D department who loves candy, and that's pretty much all I can describe him for. He's very forgettable.
Does he have crazy glasses?
Maybe.
Okay.
He's basically like Hanatoro
Oh, he's a Hanatoro.
round 2. Yeah. So, which speaking of, they're like, oh, we're also going to send someone from Squad 4 with you.
God damn it, he's
so
there.
don't worry about
Is
it.
he working back at the convenience store?
So canon-wise, he's still been in Soul Society the whole time.
Yeah.
So now he's going to go back and like, oh, he has a lot of experience being in the real world, so we'll send him with you.
Yeah.
Rin is waiting at the gate, getting all excited over what kinds of candies she's going to get to try. And then it's, of course, Hanatoro shows up. It's like, hey, what's up? And they both trip. They're like almost identical.
Oh
They make a
God.
joke over the fact that they're both very similar. They immediately go to Urahara's shop, where Kisuke immediately sidesteps the request for help on this. They're like, hey, we need help. Like, and he's like, nope, I will not be doing that. And volunteers Yumi Chika to show them around. He's like, hey, he's not doing anything. Take him.
That's Fox.
Yeah, that is
Yep.
fucked up.
So they're walking around trying to go to where they need to go. Rin dips into a cake shop and buys himself a cake. He says that so he comes out of the cake shop like, wait, how did you buy a cake? Like, you're in Soul Reaper form. And he's like, oh, R&D department's been working on this thing, and it's like some fucking sack creature crawling with a skull. It looks like real fucked up. And he's like, yeah, this little thing here allows souls to be visible even without a Gigai. So like it shoots like a projection at you and it makes your soul visible.
Wait, so they don't see the fucking weird skull
They
thing,
do,
right?
yeah, because the people in the real world do not see that.
Okay.
Okay, I was like,
would
if he
lo-
walked
I-
in and bought a
Yeah.
cake looking like that motherfucker,
No,
He's
they
like,
did not
wow,
see
they
that.
just gave it to me. Like, why?
So as they're outside talking, they see a soul that is bound to the cake shop that they just entered, and Yumi Chika goes to perform a kanso, which is how they send the spirits to the other world. Yeah. The spirit is saying he isn't ready to go and tries to like protest, please don't do it. And Hanatoro and Ran eventually stop. Yumi Chika's like, please, let's hear him out, because they're both fucking chumps.
Yep.
Of course.
The soul says he isn't ready to go yet, not until his mother knows he is all right.
He's dead.
Well, yeah, that's so he explains.
All right in the afterworld.
Yeah. He explains that his mom still gets up early every morning to go to the place where he died, but he is worried about her. She isn't looking very well, and he had been working so hard to try to get good at baking cakes that his mother never got to taste one.
Oh,
So the soul
he
then asked the
died?
3 of them. Yeah,
From that.
well, not from the.
Okay.
I think he got hit by a car or something.
Oh, okay.
Irrelevant. He died somehow.
Yes.
He then asked the 3 of them to help them bake him a cake because since he's a soul or like a ghost, a spirit at this point, he can't interact with anything. So they go back to the Urahara shop where conveniently they announce that they've just remodeled their whole kitchen.
Yeah.
And so now it's like a fucking working kitchen with all fully stocked with supplies.
Just happened to be this.
Yep. So they finish the cake under intense orders from the spirit. He's like barking orders like Chef Ramsay at them, telling them they're doing it wrong. And unfortunately, the spirit can't taste the cake himself because it's still a real cake. So,
the crumb is soggy. The fuck is this?
So,
what the fuck is that?
And they
got eggshells in this.
So they ask, like, the people making it is like, oh, well, why don't you guys try it and like tell me if it's good? But they don't have cake in the Soul Society, apparently, is what they say. So they're like, yeah, we wouldn't be able to tell you if it's good. Like, we don't know what a cake is supposed to taste like.
Urahara Kisuke made this fucking kitchen, make him taste test it. He likes sweets.
Ururu shows up.
Makes sense.
Oh, they love sweets, don't they? The two of them?
Well, the two kids, I don't think so, because she offers to go bring it to Renji and Chad. So Chad, for obvious reasons, because he's a human, and Renji is a self-proclaimed expert on all things of the world of the living since he's just been there for so long.
What a lad.
So cue the montage now of them constantly making new cakes, getting them to try it, making new cakes, getting them to try it, throwing up, vomiting, hiding. It's like just all kinds of antics and not tasting the cake anymore.
That is all the steps of baking a cake. Yes.
Yeah. So there's only one day left now before his mom is going to be moving away. So they all kind of buckle up and they're like, okay, we're going to try our hardest here to make this cake for you because, we want to make your mom happy.
Oh, so when's the Food Wars crossover episode?
Dude, I don't know. So they eventually make this cake and they make two of them at the same time this time because they're getting smart.
Oh, okay.
They try the cake. It's delicious. Mission success. And they go to leave immediately and they actually catch her just as she's putting down flowers like to where he died at. She was just going to leave, and they're like, wait. And they're like all dressed up in chef uniforms. You would think you're about to be mugged by like a chef gang if they showed up like that.
Oh, that'd be...
Quickly.
Do you guys want to start one? I'm so down.
Chef gang.
Hit him with the whisk and then run.
Yeah, true. So they basically like, hey, we're friends of your son, and we followed his instructions exactly to make you this cake, and he wanted you to have it. He wanted you to try it.
How long has he been dead?
I don't know how long.
Because I would be super
probably
worried.
A few months.
Yeah.
I would say a few months.
I've never heard of you kids. Who are you?
Y'all been sleeping on this shit, ain't you?
So the mom is like, yeah, I'm sorry. I just can't have the cake. And she says that she can't even look at cakes anymore because when she sees them, it just makes her think of her son. Oh. And then the spirit, she goes to walk away and the spirit's upset. So he tries to go to grab the cake, but he can't grab the cake. So it falls into the ground. And then the spirit starts to freak out and he starts to go rage mode where red sparks are shooting out of him and it's the hole in his chest is starting to kind of come open. Oh. And then the increased spiritual pressure attracts the minnows to their location.
Wow, so they're just popping them fucking
They just got them all over. Yumichika goes to fight the minnows and the spirit is kind of losing control and he wraps up his mom with his own chain, his spirit chain, and pulls her back.
Get over here.
Yeah,
That's
really.
A weird mom fetish.
And Hanatoro's like, fine, you've left me no choice. I'm going to have to do this by myself. And he hits him with his sword. I don't know if you guys remember what Hanatoro's sword is. It turns into a small little dagger. Yeah. And it hits him, absorbing damage off of whoever he's hitting. And it fills up this little gouge on his dagger. And then when the gouge is full, he can unleash it, doing hella damage in an attack. So it heals, and then he can shoot it off as damage. So he basically absorbs all the damage off the spirit, then uses it to, on the Menos Grande, weakening it, and then Yumichika finishes it. So his mom finally wakes up because she got knocked the fuck out. And she's able to see his spirit now.
Oh, no.
So somehow the machine Rin used earlier turned on by itself. It made the spirit visible. So now she can see it's actually her son, and she tries the cake, even though it dropped a little bit. They both cry and make amends, and that's the end of filler 3.
And then she says,
I would give that about a 4 out of 10 on the filler scale there.
Son, I'm diabetic. But that's why I can't have it.
She said it was delicious. A little bit, not enough to warrant a higher rank.
Oh, okay. What if she died from the cake? It was so bad she died, and they're like, well, we can hang out in the afterlife.
Is there peanuts in here?
No.
What the fuck?
I knew you were allergic, mother, but I was too lonely out here.
So filler number 4, and I'm going to forewarn you on this one. Forewarn you. This is the worst one. So Cone shows up. He's the main character of this filler arc. Yes, I know. You so prepare to be med. He shows up to try to perf on Orihime and Rengiku because he knows they're living together. Rengiku answers the door, immediately steps on Cone, of course, and we get nice view. This is nice. The two of them then go walking around the city because Rengiku's like, you just showed up to perf. What the fuck are you doing? And they see a little girl and her stuffed animal, a little stuffed animal dog. And the little girl drops her stuffed animal dog into the sewer system that Japan has, the big river sewer thing. It was in My Hero Academia Vigilantes too. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's in everything. She drops her stuffed animal in there. So, of course, the dumb little girl starts trying to reach to get it, and she falls in as well. Kon and Matsumoto see this, and instead of Rengiku just going in herself to go save the little girl, which she could probably do very easily. she instead pops Cone out. Baseball throws him into the stuffed animal that's already in the river. And then Cone has to go save the little girl.
Jesus.
As a stuffed animal?
Yes.
How?
So the whole episode then just evolves into Cone and this little girl. They hang out. He has to go back to her apartment because everybody shows up and they can't release Cone from the stuffed animal without everybody else seeing. And eventually he reveals himself to the girl and is like, oh, yeah, hi. It's like, so they hang out. Pretty much the whole episode. They have some fun. But then Cone eventually discovers this poor little girl. She's been just through a lot. She has no friends. Her parents got into a big divorce. Her original dog got hit by a car, which is why she has the stuffed animal dog. The mom got her that as like a replacement.
Curritown's got to slow down with the car accidents, man. That fucking
dude. Well, you think how many spirits Ichigo runs into on like a street pole or something?
Yeah.
It's like, guys,
it's the fucking hit, it's the level in fucking Smash Bros that
people
yeah.
Someone needs to come in and like set up some speed traps or something because that shit's fucked.
Oh my god.
So she explains like, the stuffed animal that he is, the name is Shintaro. Is my mom got me that because the dog died, and all she wanted to do, which is the reason she went outside, was to go see her old house where they all used to live together. Her dad, her mom, her dog.
Oh, that's all coming back together.
Yeah. So Cone's like, okay, well, let's go do it. It's like, Cone's like a good guy. He's like, I'll take you over there. So they go to visit the house, and they see knocked over flowers, as we were just talking about, which were to commemorate where her dog died.
Oh,
and
the dog get run over too.
Anybody guess what happens next? $1 million question.
Menos.
That is a good call.
Not a Minos, but a hollow does show up. So they like fix the flowers, and then all of a sudden a hollow fucking shows up.
Wait,
and
is the hollow the dog?
We'll see. We'll see what gets there.
Whoa.
They find out quickly that the girl kind of has the not Karin, but Yuzu. Is that the younger little sister's name?
The
that she can like kind of see the hollows, like it's blurry.
Oh yeah.
She doesn't have the clear vision like everybody else.
It's like a heat wave kind of in that area.
Yeah. So they go to run from it, and it basically baits them into going to the yard of this house and locking it. And then they're like, ooh, like, you're a little kid and I'm a stuffed animal. How are we going to get out now that we locked the fucking gate? So they're stuck in this courtyard of the house. They try to run from it around, but it's just not going to work. Cone eventually like, fine, I'll fight it. Like, save yourself. But he's a stuffed animal.
I love Cone.
So he literally can't do any damage to the hollow. He tries to, like, he does like a combo attack, and he's like, squeak, squeak. It's like, yeah, that's not going to happen. So this hollow proceeds to just fucking mollywop Cone. Just like, yep. Rip him to shreds. He's got like stuff coming out of him all over the place. And then it starts to go after Then it starts to go after the girl, and she calls out to Cone, who is named Shintaro. It's like, Shintaro, save me, just as she's about to be eaten. And it's a two-headed hollow. Like, it looks really weird. It looks kind of like a Cerberus minus one head.
Oh, makes sense.
So, but then one of the heads starts to attack the other head.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, it's like, what is happening here? So then Rangiku shows up and just immediately slices it in two. It's like, oh, Cone, hey, and slices it in two. It fades away, and it's Cone who is able to see as the two souls kind of like they start to fade away. One of them was Shintaro, and one of them was another random dog that had died.
Oh.
So even dogs can become hollows now?
I guess.
Oh, there you go. Wait, there's dogs in the Soul Society?
Have we ever seen a dog?
I don't think so.
I don't think.
The captain, kinda.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, Kamameru?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, there are badgers. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
probably.
He's a badger? I thought he was a dog.
No, he's a badger.
He's something. Who cares?
Oh, that's sad as fuck.
Yeah. So Cone does kind of explain that to the young girl. He's like, that was Shintaro, and it's like he was trying to help you. And then he does say something very nice, and it was like, she starts crying. He's like, no, you have to be strong because she has no friends. Her parents are divorced. She's just like, she didn't want to go outside. And he's like, be strong. He's like, no matter what, me and the real Shintaro will always be watching over you. So be strong for us. It's like, have a good life.
Is he saying this as a ripped up fucking animal?
Yeah. And he does slide in there. This is the end of me, but so it's like he's already setting up that after this encounter, he won't be talking anymore. So they have a very sweet moment, and she's like, okay. And then that's kind of the end of the episode. They take Cone, and that's the end of filler 4. That's about a 3 out of 10 for me.
What if they buried him?
Yeah.
Like, we're going to have a funeral for
Just
Cone.
put him right next to the light pole where the other flowers were.
Yeah, He's going to be in the animal. They're going to bury his ass.
Rangiku got him out. Rangiku was there and got him out.
Got him.
So, filler number 5. Okay. Jose, do you remember the time when Ulquiorra got killed by an Arrancar?
Huh?
I don't think a lot of people would. That's what we're going to be talking about here. Ulquiorra gets killed by an Arrancar in this one.
The Ulquiorra?
The Ulquiorra. So, let's start the episode here. We go to Las Noches, where we see a blue-haired, mustachio Arrancar guy sneaking into the room where the Hogyoku is kept. Just as he finds out where it is, Ulquiorra steps into the hallway and is like, what you doing, dog? Like, what are you doing in there? And the Arrancar explains that he's upset that us, as a group of hollows, would bow down to his Soul Reapers. Like, we hate those guys. Like, why are we letting him to control us? He says, ever since Aizen has appeared, this whole place has changed, and he wants to use the Hogyoku to rule the world and ask Ulquiorra to join him. He's like, if you join me, he's like, we'll be unstoppable. He's like, join me. We have the Hogyoku. We'll be chilling. Ulquiorra is like, how can you control the world when you couldn't even become an Espada?
Ew.
To which the Arrancar gets a little upset by that. Is like, fine, you leave me no choice. Then Ulquiorra gets gangbanged by 2 other Arrancars from behind out of nowhere. Just like absolutely like stabbed, beat up, and then the final main Arrancar ends up doing the final slash on him, and they defeat Ulquiorra. It is a coup in Huecamundo, is what we're going to call that. So the 3 Arrancars steal the Hogyoku and immediately go to Karakura town. Hits a guy in the gang, get the alert almost immediately. They're like, yep, there's fucking Arrancars here. This time, the moment they get the alert, hits the guy's already on the phone requesting Gentai Kaijo to be released.
Good call.
Yeah, straight up.
Yeah. So the Arrancars have apparently gotten reports, and they know that there's somebody in Karakura town that knows how to use the Hogyoku.
So I'm curious at this point.
Sure.
Does this feel like a filler to you going into it?
No, it doesn't, which I think makes this bad.
Oh.
So I would hold that against it, because they try to play this off like it's not a filler and something that happened, but it's clearly a filler and it didn't happen, and it adds nothing to the story.
That's fucked.
That's the worst.
So we'll find out at the end. It tries to tie in, but it does kind of like a
Gotcha.
So the Arrancars, they're looking for obviously Urahara. We could all guess that. And the 2 lackey Arrancars basically go off and go to fight the Soul Reaper gang to kind of keep them busy. They're like, yep, we'll go find him. Hey, what's up? And then the main one shows up in front of Cone, and this is totally unirrelevant, but beats the shit out of him for some reason. I don't know why. Cone is just having a bad run in the filler episodes. Renji finds Cone because he's not part of the main Soul Reaper gang. He hangs out at the Urahara shop. Who informs him, he actually went towards the Urahara shop.
Oh.
So he's there now. The Arrancar is like walking up. But, so important to note here. Didn't put this down because they showed it earlier, and I didn't know this was going to be so heavily focused in Karakura town. Chad, Urahara, and Tensai? Is that
the
Tensai?
big guy?
They all left. They're not even in town at this point.
Wow, they just decided to go do some
They were
random
like, yeah, we got to go pick up some supplies. We're taking Chad with us.
The whole
later.
crew?
Yeah. So now this guy shows up looking for Urahara. They're not even fucking there. And Renji and the Arrancar basically end up fighting. I'm skipping some stuff here because who gives a fuck?
Wow.
Renji and the Arrancar fight. Super boring fight. Not worth seeing anything. It's a classic filler fight where the guy does not use fucking Bankai until way later. And he just gets his ass handed to him constantly. He's like, dude, you have Bankai. It's like, I know you have Bankai. Like, what are we doing?
Just use it, man.
So,
come on.
As I said, Renji, as always, gets his ass whipped.
Good
Then
job.
the Arrancar is like, yeah, here, I'll do my sword skill for you. And he explains his sword skill is compromised of 20 levels. So, like, it starts from very weak to very strong.
Okay, kill me
He
now.
takes out Renji level 1.
Wow.
All right? That's how much we hate Renji in the fillers. The mod souls at this point, they're also there as a filler arc, so the mod souls can interact. They show up to assist. They do the same plan as always. And it lasts about the same time, about 30 seconds until the Arrancar fucking breaks out of it.
Wow.
So now it's just Renji left again. They continue to fight some more. Then we see Ulquiorra. This is the end of the episode, Filler 5. Ulquiorra reappears at Karakura town at the original landing spot, like at the crater spot. And he's just kind of standing there. That's the end of Filler 5. So this is a 2-parter.
Kill me.
2-parter.
Wow.
That is a very sped run version of this because, it was boring.
22
Yeah,
minutes
I feel
of
that.
It was a lot
Straight
of
up.
fighting between characters we know they're not going to die.
Yep.
We know they're just going to get take Kaijo and win.
Yep.
It was the most useless fight. Like, why? I don't know. I just have so many gripes to this. Would give that one about 2 out of 10 on that one.
Okay, so
So
even lower than the
equivalent-
dog one.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was not a good one.
Wow.
Filler 6, and this is going to be the last episode we're doing because after
Two-parter.
this, we have 10 canon episodes, which will make a perfect Bleach Boys next week.
Woo!
But then after that, we have 10 filler episodes.
Perfect Bleach Boys again. Yeah.
Dude, the filler episodes, I actually struggle so hard to get through. It's rough. It's
You're
really
going to have
rough.
to, like, you're
You're
going to
only
create a
doing
list,
5 a
right?
week, though,
It's-
right?
Well, I change however much I'm doing. Like this week, I got through 6 and I was like, I'm good. It's
Okay.
like that there is good. It's like, but like last week, I think I did 10. I was like, that was good.
Yeah.
But that Shota one was, whew.
Yeah.
Okay. So filler 6, we rewind time a little bit at the start of this one. We see Aizen walk into the room where Ulquiorra is dead on the ground. He's like, oh shit, Ulquiorra. And surprise, it's just one of his illusions. Aizen has fucking done the whole thing. Classic Aizen move. He set the whole thing up. Ulquiorra was an illusion. He let them take a fake Hogyoku. He's like, yeah, go ahead. Take it.
He just
And
wanted to see
then
what they
he
were
just
doing.
kind of sits back down.
That is a
And
classic.
he
Aizen
does get called out by Gen here. He's like, oh, interesting plan. He's like, why don't you just take him out? He's like, oh, this will be more fun.
move. Yeah, it is
Yeah,
classic.
yeah.
Aizen.
Yeah, exactly.
Cut back to Karkur Town, where it's now nighttime. Jinta and Ururu join the fight, but are basically just no help whatsoever. They are basically part of the fight for all of about a minute.
Wait, wasn't she OP as fuck?
Yeah, but she was in like trance mode.
Yeah,
this is her like joining regular mode, where she just tries to shoot her rocket, and it doesn't really work.
She doesn't use her punching gloves.
No.
No, I'm having gripes with this.
So they basically all kind of get pushed back, and Renji's like, "Hey, you guys, seriously, go get Kisuke. Like at this point, go get Kisuke, because Renji's a bitch." And they leave, and Renji finally decides to release his Gente Kaijo because the whole time they've been fighting from daytime to nighttime at this point. Okay, it's nighttime at this point. He finally releases a Gente Kaijo and goes Bankai. So he doesn't just do one power up. He's just like, release Bankai.
As one would.
Yep.
So,
the guy's got 19 more levels to fuck me. I'm not fucking playing games.
I think at this point, he is level 2. He's used level 2 sword skill on Renji.
Fuck him.
So Renji attacks and uses his like Bankai to push him down into the underground training area now, because that's where all the fights seem to fucking go to. Yeah. And they fight, and eventually the main Arrancar is like, fine, I will go release form because I haven't been fighting that whole time in release form, so here we go. Urahara and his gang are on the way back through town when they run through the park, and they actually see Ulquiorra.
He's just standing there. So
yeah, and they make eye contact, and they cut.
Are they in a car?
No, they're running back.
Oh,
so
there ain't no other cars. They know how dangerous they are.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so they're running back. They run right into Ulquiorra, and they're like, ooh. And they're like, I think Kisuke says, "I'm like, are you here to fight us?" And then it cuts, and we don't get to see anything else about what happens there.
Back to Jose's joke. What if it is Kisuke going around killing all these people in a car to set up?
He got his license restricted. That's why he's running.
But he's did it, so he's like, oh, these are going to be great life lessons for the kids in the future.
Yeah, he's just setting up little life lessons for Ichigo all around the way.
Sorry, kid, you're one of the essential martyrs.
So Renji is fighting the Arrancar, who I didn't even bother to write down his name because who gives a fuck?
Yep.
And he's asking him at this point, what is he planning to do with the Hogyoku? And he just wants to control the world. He does not have the best aspirations. He just wants to control the world.
Cool,
doesn't know how to use the Hogyoku, but he knows if he can figure it out, he'll rule the world. Thrilling. Suddenly, the two other Arrancars just show up out of nowhere, and they look beat to shit. They're like, oh, fuck. And they're like, hey, it's like, quick, did you find out how to use the Hogyoku? Our pursuers are coming. And then one of them freezes up and just shatters completely. Like, he just turns to an ice block and shatters.
Oh, how is Rukia?
Just do that from the beginning.
And then the other one collapses, and it's pretty much GG for those two there. The Arrancar admits at this point that he knew he was kind of sacrificing. He was like, yeah, they were kind of go keep them busy. And he was like, anybody who'd be defeated by a Soul Reaper wouldn't be any help in furthering my goals. So, whatever. And then they fight again, Renji and this Arrancar. And guess what? Renji gets his fucking ass whooped again. Okay?
So this guy has
level 1, level 2, gets his ass pushed in, and then goes release form, gets his ass pushed in.
Still has 18 levels.
Yeah. Well, I don't
know if he jumped. But yeah.
So at this point, everybody's tired of seeing Renji get whooped. The Motzels are like, okay, we're the best filler characters. We're going to sort it out. Let us figure this out. They step in again to try to save Renji, and they end up wasting, let's say 30 seconds this time. But they eventually kind of use this time to hide away. They're like, yeah, we saved you, and now we're hiding behind a rock. Then they explain that they think they found this Arrancar's weakness after watching him fight. This whole time, he's been fighting using a quick draw technique. That's his sword skill. He kind of quick draws and shoots a beam, like a slash, like whoosh, whoosh. So they have figured out, the Motzels have figured this out, by the way, that every time he attacks, he puts his sword away immediately because it's a quick draw skill. So he must be storing that energy inside of his sheath. So if they don't let him put his sword back, he can't do anything.
So one of the Motzels inside of their little stuffed animal will jump in front of him as he's stuffing it in, and then
if that was a Tezuka manga entry, that's exactly what happened there. So they decide to start fighting again, and they use their same technique this time to just eventually get in between him and his sword from going back in, and they catch it. They're they shout to Renji. They tell him to do it now. He does his laser beam attack that he does with his Bankai and just obliterates the hollow, and the Hogyoku falls to the ground.
Let's think about that attack, right? I feel like it would take so long to fucking set up because you have to spin it, and then he
because
breaks
he
apart.
does the spin, it breaks apart. Then you see the energy start to go because it's kind of like a Sero where you see it start to form. You can see that coming from a mile away.
Yeah. I'm a-coming.
Yeah. It's
oh, shit.
I'm a-coming, man.
So the Hogyoku, too, that he was holding, it just falls to the ground. Imagine if they just got the Hogyoku back like that. Like some rogue Arrancar stole it from Aizen, and he's like, oh, I'm going to rule the world. Like, hey, we got it back. We're good, right?
I'd be so pissed.
It's like, I'll just take this. Give this to your heart, destroy it.
That would be me as Aizen.
Yeah.
So like, wait, I thought I put the fake one out there.
Oh
Fuck.
God, guys.
Yeah.
Sam, I know you're mad. I know you're mad. Let's just talk about this.
So the girl Matsol, who I can't remember her name, she collapses because she basically had the brains for that, and she does the illusion, so she's exhausted. And Urahara catches her and is like, "Hey, what's up?"
Aww.
The rest of the Soul Reapers show up at this point, and Urahara immediately is like, "Yo, is that the Hogyoku they brought over there?" And then it just shatters. The Hogyoku just fucking shatters. And he's like, "Yep, Aizen's probably toying with these guys because the Hogyoku that I made wouldn't shatter like that."
Aw.
And he starts to think that Aizen must be using them for something else. And so
Tie in.
he's like, Aizen must have used these Arrancars just as a distraction. So it's like he's clearly up to something. Like he wouldn't just let them go run off
willy-nilly.
So then we find out that Ulquiorra was sent back to the original battle spot to find traces of their original battle that they had with like Ichigo and Urahara and Yoroichi.
Mm-hmm.
And he is, of course, looking for more signs of Orihime's power. Oh. So this is the part where they try to time it, like, tie it into what's coming up next. So Aizen kind of sent him off, was like, hey, go find it. And at this point, Aizen asks him what he thinks about it. And Ulquiorra goes, at the time, it was just simple guesswork because remember, he was like, oh, yeah, don't worry about it. But he said after further investigation, he's deciphered the basis behind her actual abilities. So now he thinks that she possesses a power that Aizen can definitely benefit from.
Hey.
And Aizen asks where she is right now. And he goes, I'm not sure, but she's probably not in the world of the living.
Is she hanging
what?
out?
Is she hanging out at Soul Society or something?
I don't know.
No, I think is she hanging out with Shinji and the crew? Because remember the berries there.
I don't think so.
That berry Hachi made.
Because I think last I remember is she got her attack power back, and then she left.
She hung out with Hachi.
Yeah. He's the one that got her attack power back.
Yeah. So maybe she's just visiting every day, and then like when he showed up, she just happened to be
I don't know.
Out.
Yeah. So it did look like the next episode kind of has a bit of like Rukia helping Orihime train. So I don't know if they do go to the Soul Society to train.
Like that's something very like.
But I don't know.
Probable.
Maybe that was just like a mistranslation or like a misdub, because I do not remember.
That's so weird.
Yeah. So those are all of the fillers I believe that's the end of season 5. I think those fillers were at the tail end of one of the seasons.
Right, so now we need the rankings on that last combo.
Oh, sure. So that last episode we just did, by itself, let's say.
And you're talking about 6, not 5.
Yeah, just 6. Just 6. I would give that one a 3 out of 10, purely because of the Ulquiorra stuff at the end. The Ulquiorra and Aizen stuff at the end, I will redeem it a point.
Wow.
So it was a 2.
I don't want to know what 5 is.
So 5 and 6 as a whole, okay, probably average out to about a 3 for me.
Okay, so.
Because those were not good episodes. And like the fight scenes in them were bad, too.
They're just slow paced, nothing goes
like,
on, very common
You
stuff.
know I like the Bound Arc, okay?
Mm-hmm.
I like the Mod Souls. I think they're very funny. But they do the same strategy every time.
They distract. They become this person.
Yes.
They teleport.
It's like, dude, I can only see that so many times, like, while still enjoying it. It's like, please. It's like, do something else.
It's same with getting visuals of Renji getting his ass kicked every time, you know?
Poor Renji, man.
You just feel for the guy.
He gets his ass whooped. And I think even at one point, like, because Shinta, the red-haired little kid, he kind of has like a thing with Renji, like where they pretend to hate each other, but they like each other.
Yeah.
And he was running with Urahara, and he's like, "Please, we need to get back because Renji's fighting him." And Urahara's like, "Oh, he's tough. He'll be fine. Like he'll hold out."
Yeah.
No.
So everybody knows Renji can take a beating.
Yeah.
Yeah. They just know he's the guy that gets his ass beat.
Yeah.
But I wonder if they have like, I don't know what you'd even call them, but basically they have regurgitated artwork of Renji getting his ass kicked, and then they just change the bad guy that's in the background. Like they have the stills of him.
They use all of the same scenes. Anytime it cuts to the bad guy, it's a new one.
Yeah.
It's just a layer. They just remove the bottom layers. Like,
he's a layer, and they just add his layer to the.
So funny.
And they do the same with the
because there were times like even the background Arrancar, like the 2 Arrancars that got fucked up off screen, they were drawn poorly. Like it was not well done.
It's like when
their release forms were garbage too. So.
Nothing worth mentioning.
It's like seeing the non-interactive portion of something, and the interactive portion is like, oh, that's where the things are going to happen, you know?
But it's like, I was watching this, and it's like, the moment they fucking killed Ulquiorra, I was like, okay, well, I already know where this is going. It's like, I could skip about it.
Like, Ulquiorra never died this
I had to watch this knowing what the end outcome was going to be. It's like, oh, well, this is going to be a boring 2 episodes here.
That's rough. I hate that.
Yeah. But it's like, my favorite of the bunch was the Kendo one. That was good. That was a solid episode. It had a lot of
comedic factors to it, so I think that redeems it a lot.
And when I saw the Rangiku and Cone episode, I was like, oh, are we getting another fucking Rangiku episode? Like
people love Rangiku.
She has been in a lot.
Yeah, a lot because she's tied in with a lot of people. She's tied in with Orihime. She for some reason attached that fucking little kid Shota. Fuck you. And then she's like attached with Hitsugaya as well. Constantly. So like they're together. And then Yumi Chika and Ikaku are like the pairs. Like they don't need anybody else. But it's like they just get the one episode and that's it. Even in the fight where like because Yumi Chika and Ikaku took one Arrancar and then Hitsugaya and Renkiku took the other. Ikaku did the same thing and he's like, oh, dibs, I got this one.
Yeah.
And Yumi Chika's like, oh, yeah, I've heard that before. It's like, oh, okay, good. I'm glad we're being meta about the fact that you guys are recycling the same thing that we just saw.
Oofda.
I mean, it's all great.
And like I get from like memory of where they were in the manga at that point, they are close, which is why they're doing all of these fillers. Yeah. No, I mean like canonically when it was coming out. But it makes it like because they don't know what's going on, you know, like so they have to just reuse stuff that has already been done, and it just makes it weird. It's like it's like this is clearly the only ability of this person that we know. So what would your opinion be? Would you prefer to not have fillers and just wait a little longer for an episode to come out? I would, and I think that's what a lot of anime are doing now. Like I think a lot of anime at this point, instead of doing fillers, like My Hero Academia could have kept going.
Oh, really? Like it could have totally.
I don't mean like canon. I mean like they could have pumped that shit with fillers, like and still done incredible.
Yeah,
people love My Hero Academia. They could have pumped that shit full.
And some of their filler episodes that weren't like necessarily fillers, the bank robbery episodes, stuff like that. They're still good.
Funny.
Yeah. It's like they could have filled it, but it's like they would much rather go, we're just going to take a break for a year. We'll come back. Because why make
I love that they do that, though.
People
it just
know
makes the quality right.
Yeah, so people know at this point, I think the term filler is a bad. You hear filler and it's like, ooh.
Yeah.
So they know you're much better off waiting. Your product at the end will be much better. It'll sell more. It'll do instantly better.
It's daunting.
I'm okay with it with Black Clover because, like you said, it comes from the light novels.
Those are kind of fillers, kind of not.
Yeah. I'm almost, the more we talk about fillers, I'm starting to feel like the Mount arc wasn't a filler arc. You know, like the way it went, how long it was, how much.
I think it was because originally.
I mean, that was egregiously long.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like originally, at the time, we didn't have that many filler stuff in between.
I'm just thinking back in the days of your Dragon Ball Z, like when the big three were still around. The Dragon Ball Z, obviously, I wouldn't put Dragon Ball Z as part of the big three when we were growing up, but like a Naruto, One Piece, and Bleach. The flavor of the day was fillers.
Yeah.
Like, we're not stopping those. Those are running year-round.
Yep.
It's going to be on no matter what. We get close to the manga, we're going filler arc, baby. Yeah. Even One Piece does it.
Like knew it.
Naruto has an insanely long filler arc.
God damn, I don't like that.
That was just the flavor of the month. But like now, fillers, right? Yeah, some of them really long. Some of them really long. But now, I think the anime industry and like fans as a whole has changed to where they are okay with waiting.
Like I said,
we don't need it to be on year-round.
It's like when we started getting more into seasonal animes and stuff like that. I like that because it's like you get the time, you prepare, it's like the cake.
Yeah.
Like why make a lesser version of something just to keep it going?
But like when I go to watch, like since I've been out of the game for a while, I go to watch. It's like I see fucking One Piece has like something over 1,000 episodes. Like you can fuck off, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot of fillers in it too.
But there's a lot of people.
Actually, I don't know if there's a lot of fillers in One Piece. There's a couple. Might be me talking. I have not watched the anime to all the people out there.
There are a couple.
I read the manga all the way through, baby.
Did you see anything about the Foxy Pirates?
You'd have to remind me who that.
It's like some pink-haired guys who was a Foxy and always runs into the
pink.
Yeah, you're right. He runs into the Straw Hat Crew a lot.
First of all, I read the colored version of the manga about halfway through.
Oh, that's right. Damn it! The one manga! Fuck!
But yeah, like he just interrupts and makes him play stupid games half the time.
Oh, yeah, they had one run-in with him. Like, that was actually canon.
Oh, okay, so one
where they were, like, betting crewmates.
Yeah. That was the first time. And I think the second time they run into him, and then there's another one.
I only saw the one.
I don't want to spoil it for Josh.
I'm still hurt right now that there was a fucking colored version of that manga.
Official colored version,
I know.
too.
I remember you guys talking about it, too. I was like, son of a bitch.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm in agreement with you guys. I think that shit should be cut.
Going back to Bleach, So, Jose, this probably I feel like your memory's a bit better. Josh, try and take a guess as well.
Okay, thank you.
We know we have 10 episodes of canon coming up, okay? Pure canon.
It's going to be
where is it going to end?
It's probably going to be when Orihime leaves.
So, right now, Ichigo is still training with the Visors. That's that's where they're at. Like, he's not mastered, but he can summon the Hollow Mask, and now he's just trying to extend it.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't even remember
That's where we're at now. Where's the next 10 episode batch going to end? Is it going to be with Orihime leaving, or will they go past that?
Orihime leaving, but the season won't end until Ichigo and the team get ready to invade Wakamunuma.
I was trying to think, and I can't remember what happens in between now, because so obviously Orihime gets taken.
Mm-hmm.
is 10 episodes enough for them to get into Huecamundo? And then I remember there being a filler arc in Huecamundo where they get sucked into the sand and they find the whole jungle underneath.
Yeah,
and they meet the cool filler character that I remember liking.
Yeah.
Wait,
that was filler?
Yeah.
Okay.
Filler,
Kudos.
Yeah.
Kudos.
Yeah.
I would say that's...
Is 10 episodes enough to get there? Is that a possibility? Because it's a 10 episode batch of filler.
I would say if they set up that last filler to be like, oh, Orihime is cool, they're going to have like one or two episodes where they're just kind of like readjusting back into everything. Then Ulquiorra steals Orihime, gives her one night.
And then the rest of it is going to be the team preparing to go to Huecamundo.
And then the final episode is going to be like, we have to go to Huecamundo. And then they do like a full...
Well, what is the filler after that then?
I don't know. I couldn't say.
Because I'm
with the
thinking about it now, I don't think that under the jungle underneath Huecamundo, I don't think that's long. I think it was like 3 episodes.
Yeah, it was very short.
Oh, we have how many? We have 10 episodes?
10.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So I would maybe...
And I know there's another filler arc, and I don't know if it's only 10 episodes where they have to babysit the royal kid.
Oh, yeah, but that's way later on.
I think that is way later.
I don't even remember that.
It's awful. It's so bad.
I hate anything with royals.
Yeah.
That's after Grimjo comes back with his arm sliced off. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, okay. Oh, that does have to happen too.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
But that happens after Orihime's gone, I'm pretty sure.
I don't fucking know.
Wait,
unless that happens now.
Your memory's better than mine. I have no fucking
Grimjo's
idea.
already got his arm chopped off.
Yes, but he comes back with the arm chopped off in the fight.
That might be this next batch of 10, and then we're going to get this little bit of 10, and then we're going to have a little extra.
Because are they... So, does Orihime get stolen when they're fighting like that? Does Ulquiorra use that as cover to like come in and steal
I thought she
her?
went over in the middle of the night.
He basically goes and...
Oh, yeah, because Ichigo's sleeping. That's impossible.
He tells her, like... You have to leave, or I'm going to kill everybody right now, or something like that. And she's like, oh, well, I want to protect Ichigo.
Which, realistically, he could probably kill most of the Ichigo gang, but, I mean, Urahara and Yoruichi in his dreams, so...
Yeah.
If the two team up, there's no way.
So, I think Urahara could take him.
I think so, too. I think either one of them could take him 1v1. Sorry, Jose.
I would love to see...
I'm going to say it right now.
If that was his Bankai, like, thing right there.
Who in Karakura Town could take Ulquiorra on?
Urahara. I think...
Ishin,
who's
you
that?
think? I think so.
Ishin and maybe
full power.
Ishin would give him a good run for his money because I think he's still kind of weak.
Well, if Ishin and Uryu's dad teamed up.
Yeah, but I'm talking by themselves.
Oh, by themselves.
Who could win?
Maybe just Urahara and Yoruichi.
Yeah, I agree with Ishin because he's the one that fought Ichigo's Hollow.
What about Tessai?
I was gonna say him.
Tessai. Actually, yeah. And if we include the Vizards,
was he Central 46 or no? He was like research.
Captain.
Do you think any of the Vizards could take him?
Oh hell yeah!
Because listen. Some of the Vizards had a really rough time against the top 3.
Oh,
I think the Vizards against the top 3 kind of get mollywopped. Like they do not have a good run of it.
Yeah, he already gets fucked right away. Yeah. Kenshi gets dropped by Wonder Wise.
Yeah,
and so
they don't have a good time.
Mashido.
I think Shinji would. I think the
no, because remember.
So no spoilerino. I'm about to tell you something, Jose, and I don't know if you know it, and I don't want to spoiler about it. They show Shinji's Bankai in one of the light novels. Did you know that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, isn't it illegal for him to use it?
I don't remember.
No spoilerino. No spoilerino. Okay. No spoilerino.
Okay.
I just saw, and I think it's in the new one that just came out, the Shuei one.
Oh, he reveals that in fucking Thousand Year Blood War?
Like after.
Oh,
it's Fear.
It's in the light novel that takes place after.
Or Fear No One or something.
Yeah, apparently they show Shuei's and then they show Shinji's.
Which was Shuei?
The 69 guy.
Oh, he has a Bankai?
Yeah.
Yeah, but he doesn't use it because he says.
All right, no spoilerino. That is part of the story. No spoilerino there.
Wow, so, that excites me more than these fillers.
Yeah.
But I agree with Ishin. I think Tessai could probably keep up with one. Urahara.
I don't think Shinji could. I'm not sure.
Shinji was fighting Aizen. Like I feel if anyone could
I just think Shinji versus Aizen was a bad match because Shinji's release form is like, oh, you're Aizen's but worse.
Yeah.
So
and Aizen's just like, oh, I practice games backwards.
I feel like, oh, you could reverse stuff, but I literally control everything.
I feel like Ulquiorra would adjust easily though.
I'm not saying Ulquiorra would get off like without fucking people up. I still think I think Urahara is the only one I would probably give it like, yeah, you don't have a chance.
Okay, but if all Vizards go, then I don't think Ulquiorra stands a chance.
Well, no, I'm talking 1v1. 1v1. Yeah. I am 100% confident in both Yoruichi and Urahara.
Oh, Hachi.
But see, the problem with that is I don't know how well Urahara does against the... Same thing with Tessai. They both use Kendo a lot. I don't know how well Ulquiorra does with that. Because... Ichigo versus Ulquiorra, which is obviously the climax, is just strength. Yeah. Just like they're fucking going wham on each other.
I would also say
like it's not a thinking man's fight.
Yeah, Yoruichi would be able to mollywop him then.
Oh yeah,
the air Vizard. I think he would have
with a dagger.
Yeah, I think he would have some level because he's captain level at the end, right?
Kenshi?
Yeah.
I think Kenzie would do good. He just got paired up with Wonderwise.
Though, yeah.
But it's because Wonderwise is made to take out Captain Commander.
But he's not made to take out anyone else. They've got fucked up by Wonderwise.
Did we ever get to see Uryu's dad fight?
Uryu? No. I don't think we ever
Where is he in the fucking Quincy arc, the 1,000-Year Blood War arc?
I don't
You think he would have something to say about it?
Yeah. I think he just renounced
because he doesn't like the Quincy's.
Yeah.
I would have loved. Oh my god, I would have loved. Spoilers coming up if you didn't see the disclaimer at the front. In the 1,000-Year Blood War arc, one of the potentials is Uryu's dad.
Yeah.
And they go to see Uryu, and they're like, "Yo, you've been like one of the most prominent. Like Quincy's still alive." And he's like, "Fuck you." It's like, I hate the Quincy's.
he would have died. He's like, give this to you.
He wouldn't have been as cool as Aizen because you can't kill Aizen, but.
I love that Aizen only has one eye.
I'm so excited. I'm so excited.
I want to hear his voice.
I'm so excited. It's gonna be so good.
That is a sexual frustration.
Well, Aizen carries, man.
It's so cool because Yuan walks in, he's like, none of that.
It's like, hey, you want to join me? It's like, oh, you're really cool. It's like, fuck off.
Is that how Aizen treats him, right?
Yeah, Aizen tells him no.
He doesn't
it's like,
say, aggressive.
Thanks for destroying that chair for me, pretty much, is what he says.
No, he sits.
He sits in the chair the whole time until
forever.
Yeah, that's what he says. He's like, no, I'll still be here. I'm immortal.
Memeing.
Yeah.
What a god.
What a god. I love that, man.
If you could have, one question and we're finishing up the podcast. Any character from Bleach's powers, you just get all of his powers, okay? So you don't get to mix and match. You can't be like, oh, I want the Shikai of this, the Bunkai of this. One characters, you get their powers. That's it. You don't get their smarts, okay? You don't get anything else aside from you now have their powers. Who are you picking?
Okay, so I don't think very well. We've already talked about this. If I was in a boxing match, I would probably fuck it up. I'm just going to go the classic Ichigo route. I don't think I have the wise...
So you're like a mixed bag then because you get like
Quincy,
Hollow.
That's not the reason I'm going for it. But he doesn't need to think. He just goes hard.
Sure. Yeah.
And I would love to have
Sword go fast.
Sword go fast. I need to be over there. I could do that. Like I need to do
You have sword goes fast and one blast that's really good. And like that's it.
Yeah,
that's it.
That's me in fighting games. So
you just found your bread and butter, and that's the thing you're gonna hit.
I don't know that there's anyone with lightning powers, but Captain Commander is
his vice lieutenant.
His vice lieutenant.
Badass.
The 1,000-year. He has like the 1,000-year-old.
He has the strongest lightning one.
Yeah, I like his a lot.
Dude, when he got used again, woof.
I would like to have his.
Sam's thinking of all the things that are about to happen.
Oh, it's gonna be good.
It's good, yeah. I would like to have his, but if I had to have an Arrancar power,
no, just you get one, Jose. You don't get to pick either.
Well, I'll take
a genie comes to you.
I'll
and
take
asks,
the vice captains because who wouldn't want lightning?
I think
oh my god, it'd be so fucking fun.
So obviously mine would be Aizen.
Yeah, no,
I knew that. I knew you were gonna say that.
I don't have the strategy. Yeah. I just could never.
I'd be so good at it.
I know you would. That's the fucking bullshit.
He'd fuck us in Among Us even better.
Yeah.
Sam's the kind of guy. He's like, okay, I already saw through everything they're trying to do. Just. Josh, you do this one thing. Jose, you do this one thing. We'll win, and we just fuck them. That's exactly what we would do.
Oh my god!
I'll be like, can I use my Bankai?
Yes.
I don't even know what his Bankai is, but I'm still picking Aizen. So
yeah,
Captain Commander would be super sick.
Oh my god!
Can you imagine?
My
he's a
god.
Dude, I didn't want to be OP as fuck, but
he's got to be they had to make him not use his powers very long, did they?
No, he fought with them as long as he could.
Yeah, so he kind of gets.
Yeah,
he kind of gets cheaped.
Well, when he shows up in the Arrancar or fake car,
he could have seriously have won single-handedly in that fake.
Yeah.
Like, let's say we take Aizen out of the situation. We pull Aizen away.
And you think he couldn't have beat Aizen?
Put him in my pocket.
You don't think he could have beaten Aizen?
No. I think it's too hard.
Aizen was too calculated for it.
Yeah.
I think it's too hard to fight somebody who you don't know what's real. I think that's too hard.
You just burn everything.
But that's true.
Wasn't that? But wasn't that his technique? He was thinking of just burning the whole town, right?
But it's like you can also with the way his Bankai works, where he summons all the skeletons they fight. Maybe they're unaffected by Aizen's Bankai, so he just gets fucked.
Oh yeah, because they're just heat.
And they also mention how when he does his Bankai, he's enveloped in flames, so you can't even get close to him without.
And his flames are hot.
He talks about a specific radius where things will start melting.
And they talk about too how. Normally, you don't even see the flames.
Yeah,
but he'll let you see them sometimes, just to let you know.
Check me out.
Oh, because he burns like fucking jet fuel then.
Yeah, it's like insanely hot. So you can't even get close to him to hit him when he's in Bankai, is what one of them were saying.
Because that's why Basby is so badass.
Oh, I love Basby. Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Damn. Yeah. I do. See, I did think like, Captain Commanders would be one of the coolest ones to have in my opinion.
Dude, 100%.
But 100%. You can't use your powers. You are literally God.
You're not even at your regular.
Yeah, because it is true. Like his powers, you can't use ever because you'll destroy stuff.
People die. Like you're just like, hey.
Anytime you use his powers, I just fucking burnt a 12-mile radius.
Yeah.
Oh,
and then cue the jet fuel can't melt steel beams memes.
Josh is like, I'm gonna take care of this.
You think Yamamoto was fighting?
Oh no!
No.
Okay, thanks, Josh. You brought it into a real weird place. We'll just call that the end there. Thanks for watching. That's been Bleach Boys episode 8. If you're watching us on YouTube, be sure to like and subscribe. If you're watching us on any of the other platforms, Spotify, Google Podcasts, Apple, Stitcher, yada yada, be sure to leave us a review. Rate us 5 stars. I don't even know if we have any, so we'll have to check. But thanks for watching or listening, however you're doing it. We'll be back every week with more episodes of Bleach until we eventually finish them all.
Nice.
So see you guys in the next episode. Until
then we'll come up with something else.
Have a good time.